coming, I think, relatively consistently since September. What changes have I seen? He is definitely, he's always liked music, but sometimes he doesn't like people singing, or he used to not really like people singing, or then he really did like people. Like, he's been all over the map with how he feels about other people and their singing and musical instruments, but he's very curious about musical instruments. So right now his greatest passion is Westminster bells, and he has learned how to play Westminster bells in several different, I know nothing about music, so in various ranges and tones across the keyboard, across the piano, he now knows how to play.
He can play it in all of the keys.
Yes, thank you.
That's exactly what he's.
Yeah, so he can
cool.
play it like really, really high, exactly how it is on like clock towers, very, very low, different things. He's Westminster belling all over the place, and before that, I think it was 20th Century Fox. So Rita's been very good at sort of meeting him where he is and then taking him someplace else. So he can also, I think they started off when he first started with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Mary Had, something very simple, but he really takes to it, which is important and amazing to me, because music lessons are not within our grasp, unfortunately, so that's good.
So how would you describe his reaction to having this access to music over time, and what like, is there something he does differently, or clearly he's musical?
Yes, he's very musical. It's not I guess he's still young, so it's not necessarily something he's done differently, except for the fact that, like, he'll see a musical instrument and he'll be interested in it, and I say, well, you can talk to Rita about it. Like, he has some place to be able to go. So what did we see one day? Was it a tuba? It was some very strange, like, out of the normal instrument. I say, you can talk to Miss Rita about it on Saturday in music, and he did, and he's got somebody, like, he's got a place to go, whereas if we did not have music therapy, it'd be like, well, this is a tuba, we can find videos of tubas, but I can't tell you anything else about a tuba or a harpsichord or a thing or anything like that. So
does the music sort of inspire him to interact with you or others in different ways?
Yes, now that he is sort of over his other people can't sing or can sing or things. Like, since he's sort of gotten over that discomfort or aversion or whatever you want to call it, he's definitely much more social with people and singing and, like, wanting other people to partake in music and being far more open to different kinds of music too.
Because that's when we think of music therapy, and especially kids on the spectrum, we think of their, the therapeutic aspect being their ability to interact with others,
right,
and to have that skill.
Oh, absolutely. And like I was really surprised at the recital that there was a few weeks ago, when they did. I was expecting, like, he knows the songs and he'll sing them in the group session, but it's just them and not this whole big, strange, different room. And with autism, you never know. Like, it could be a great day or it could be a terrible day, and they all had a great day. And Martin even they did 5 green speckled frogs, and Miss Rita's got the little speckled frogs, and they all moved the frogs from the log to the water, and she didn't reset. And so he was like, wait, the frogs are not on the log, and he made them stop so she can put the frogs back, and so that the song can continue logically and appropriately. And he sang loud and clear for everybody else to hear, and it was great. It was really, really great, because we're a very loud singing, we're a loud singing household, and we can do it not well. Like, we've never had voice training, but to hear him, like, even in with his little voice, saying out loud and clear and strong is just amazing.
So do you think the music has, like, I guess I'm trying to wonder, like, we always say, like, the music is the fuel to learn something new, and I'm wondering if you built, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, it's definitely, it's helping him build those important soft skills, so it's not like, I can't say, like, he definitely knows, like, his high C from a middle C. Like, I have no idea. He probably does because he seems to have an ear for it, but it's sort of he wants to explore things further. He wants to explore different things, so it's sort of opening this whole book. Like, if it weren't for Westminster Bells and him being able to do that, then he wouldn't, like, know. It helps him sort of get into telling time. So, like, that was a direct correlation. Let's see.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it really, really is. It helps with sort of like it helps with math immensely, because we can turn everything into sort of a mnemonic song type thing. He wants to explore like music in different languages. It doesn't bother him that he doesn't necessarily understand. He likes the way it sounds, and so it sort of opens up all these different avenues that would not have been necessarily available before.
So I'm curious, like, what would you tell another parent about the value of music, especially for a child with a unique, ASD diagnosis?
Well, of course, there's all the evidence-based, music helps with the neural connections with math and sort of bridges. It does, basically, you can do a lot of motor skill and motor planning things with music therapy. Like, so it incorporates other, like, hardcore therapeutic goals. So, like, you're crossing midline when they're playing all their music games. They're learning turn taking when they're singing songs, and different things like that. But more, it sort of helps not your kid be normalized, because that's never a goal. That's not a goal of ours, at least. But it helps them have something else in common with other kids. So, like, you've got Jill and Sue and Bobby and Tommy, and they're all going off to their piano lessons and their violin lessons, and there's not really a whole lot out there for kids on the spectrum or kids with other developmental needs to be able to have that same access. So to have somebody who knows how to sort of take that and, go, okay, this is where you are, this is where we're trying to get to, we're going to get you there in a way that makes sense for how you're structured, instead of trying to, force them into this box, is one of the best things ever. That's my ringing endorsement of music therapy. If he never sang a song or anything, just him being able to have somebody who understands him and understands his interests, and, like, will show him how to make 20th Century Fox on the drums, like, so it makes him happy. It makes him, like, relax that he can do this thing that he loves himself. It's like it's a sense of independence, really. So
I didn't want to interrupt you because that was, like, so beautiful.
oh, thank you.
I mean, because, and that's another thing with, at least from what I've read, is, children on the spectrum have a lot of anxiety.
Yes.
Because they're so sensitive to their environments, and so music can have, like, a calming, or it can help with behavioral regulation.
Absolutely. And one of my biggest goals for Martin is to have him be aware of how he's feeling and what he needs, and being able to sort of express what he needs to a world that doesn't understand how he functions, and so that he doesn't have to try and feel like he needs to fit into somebody else's box in order to be accepted. We're not box fitters. So anytime, like, I don't want to look at everything as his mom. I don't want everything that I do to be therapy, but I can see how the music therapy that they do sort of integrates things, like, it scaffolds on top of the other therapies that we do. So in OT, they're working a lot on him crossing midline, which is like reaching over here. And it seems like it's such a small thing, like you notice little kids playing patty cake. That's not a thing that comes naturally to him. Like he wants to do everything on this side and this side. And the neural pathways can get sort of solidified, if not challenged to do something else. And so if he can do that while enjoying something else, so like if he's interested in the drums and he's got to hit the drum cymbal over here with this stick while keeping time with this stick, then all the better. Like that's just, it's a goal that is not the main goal, but it's an ancillary bonus benefit. And we would not have access to this without this program at all, like without the funding. And I know how important that is, but we were poor and we live in Detroit, and there just aren't the programs out there, like there just aren't. And I got so excited when I saw this. I'm like, okay, if it takes 9 months for you guys to finish securing funding and work out schedules, we're here. Tell us when to come and we'll be here and we'll be fighting for you. So there's that.